Hey, welcome, gang, to EMU Talk Bros. So I'm Tim, aka Rip Bonk Bonk. I run the Smash Club here at Eastern. I've been playing Smash since I was about 15, and I started off just going to Project M locals in my hometown, and quickly started bringing my CRT to those because I just wanted to be as involved as I could as soon as possible. And I was really fascinated by the stream setup we had there. We had one of the guys who actually went on to run the Full Bloom stream. He was in my small town of Decatur, Illinois, and I was fascinated by that. So as soon as I came here to Eastern, I immediately wanted to get involved and start running streams. So I did that for Melee and eventually became the Smash Club president here. And then when Smash Ultimate came out, I decided to branch out a little more, tried to follow the hype a little bit, got into streaming that too, and I've been playing that pretty competitively since the game has been out.
Nice, nice. I'm Rookie. I'm third on the EMU PR as of right now. I started playing Smash when I was really little, like around the time Brawl came out, because I grew up playing Subspace. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody played Subspace. Brawl was really good. I didn't really play it competitively.
Brawl was really good. Okay.
Listen. I played it casually. Brawl is good. It's a casual game.
It's awesome, yeah.
But I didn't really get competitive until Smash 4. I played since the start of Smash 4 on and off, but I only really got super serious about it when Ultimate came out.
It's a great time to get into it.
Oh, absolutely, man. I kind of was lucky to stumble upon EMU Smash Club too, because I kind of stumbled upon it when it was really in its early days. I was around the first semester that it started, and to see where it's come from, where it started is insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so EMU specifically, I try to be involved as much as I can with this club, because I've kind of watched it grow from something, that started from nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you've actually been around it longer than I have. I came into it while it was, I think, maybe a year and a semester old when I was a freshman. And then in the second semester of my sophomore year, I was able to become the president of it after getting some experience running brackets there and streams as well. So we're here to tell you about EMU Smash Club, though, today. So what you need to know about it is we have weekly meetings. This semester, they're taking place on Wednesday nights, but we hold them every single week, and we run a double elimination style tournament at it.
Every day.
Every day, but it's only one day, and it's once a week.
Right.
But it's pretty much your ultimate way to get started playing Smash Bros. Offline. You might have been playing a lot online, you might be into the game a lot, but once you start going offline, getting to know some of the other players in your local scenes, it's really a game changer.
Definitely.
And that's why we have our local weekly meetings. Right now they're in Prairie Herald. That could change in the future, but I'll make sure to keep everyone updated on where they're at. But definitely try to come through. We always have a double elimination bracket. We pretty much always are going to have friendlies going on all the time too.
Definitely.
For our more casual players who are just interested in it or are interested in following it as well. And it's just a couple hours every single week to come and get to know everyone, get to play, and improve as a player.
It's a really cool experience too, because our group isn't necessarily the most competitive people. We got a bunch of people in our group that just like to play the game casually, and you know what? That's all right. We're all just trying to get together.
There is an
and
8-player Smash setup every single week.
Yeah, every week. And I just think that it's awesome that we've been able to hold this community together. Even though some of us are more competitive than others, we're still we still retain both sides. You know what I mean? And, because of that, you don't have to be too nervous about entering our brackets because, number one, they're free.
Yeah.
And
You're not getting farmed every single week.
Yeah, number two, some of the people that play at our weeklies don't really play competitively, so it's a chance that you're not going to get thrown directly in the fire your round one.
Exactly. And there's also tons of other ways to stay connected with all of our local players, too. We have a extremely active Discord group, which is great, especially for a game that requires a lot of communication and a lot of locally meeting up in order to be heavily invested in. And so that's another great way to get connected with our players, stay up to date on all the meetings, all the tournament videos,
Definitely.
Everything you would really need to become involved in the scene. You're going to have full access to with the Discord. We also have Facebook groups, email groups, tons of other ways to stay connected with us. So I would highly encourage anyone around the Eastern area, especially Eastern students, to get involved with that if you are interested in Super Smash Brothers at all.
Absolutely. We actually just hosted a tournament for Halloween, which was a big thing through EMU students. We were able to give away think there was a game chair.
Yeah,
What were the
a
other two prizes?
HyperX gaming chair, one of the very legit ones, as well as $250 in bookstore credit and $150 as well.
And this tournament was free to enter. Like
Yeah.
this is just people in their spare time playing Smash. Why not give it a try?
Which leads us to a great point that EMU Smash has been on the rise for a while. The school's starting to invest more in esports as a program. We've recently been able to take on a Counter-Strike team, a Overwatch team, and we're also we had a Smash team too this year that competed in the Collegiate Star League, which was a really cool opportunity. And we've actually seen tons of growth too, even in our meetings as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Last year we averaged maybe 20 people or so per tournament, and then at the beginning of the semester this year we got almost up to 50 entrants. 49 was our max, but we've been averaging in the high 30s this time. So it's been some rampant growth. We've seen a ton of improvement in our players, in our numbers, and esports is on the rise at Eastern.
Honestly, I like the thing you said about the retention too, because I think our lowest amount of entrants was 27 at the Arcadian,
Right.
and that's only because the Arcadian, when it comes to competitive Smash, we have an offset of 10 or so people, depending on the size of the group. These people are generally the top players, and in this offset of people is set aside, and they aren't allowed to compete in the Arcadian. So the Arcadians are special tournaments geared towards people who generally make it to maybe losers round 3, losers round 4, but they're not necessarily taking the top 8.
Yeah, they might be described as mid-level for the area specifically.
Right, yeah.
In a more nationwide sense, mid-level's a lot higher, but mid-level for the area. In Smash Bros specifically, probably in other fighting games as well, there's occasionally hosted Arcadian tournaments, and usually the ban list of that consists of power rankings, which are pretty specific to each region. Eastern, we ourselves actually have a power ranking ourselves, and like Brandon just said, that's the top 10 players from the region. And so these are our top 10 guys. We have Double Justice, a Greninja player who's really active in both the Ypsilanti and the Ann Arbor region. We have Mr. Monday, a crazy fox who's also active in both regions. Number 3? Who's this guy? Who's this clown?
Foot lettuce?
Number 3.
Yeah, I played Samus in Smash 4. That's the first character I ever really picked up, because I got an amiibo for it, and I thought that
That's
in order to train the amiibo, I had to do all the combos. And
That's crazy.
Eventually, I just played Samus, and I was like, this feels right. Why not?
Fit. That's perfect. Yeah, so rookies are number 3, Samus main. Really great guy, dedicated a lot to our community, active in the Discord and everything. So there's a lot of ways that you can reach out to and connect to even our top players if you're looking to improve.
Definitely.
Chef, he is a Joker and Pac-Man player. If you go and look at our YouTube channel, you'll see him quite a few times up in the winners finals, losers finals, grand finals. We have Ace Ventura, a Bowser and Banjo player. Going back to Bowser, I'm pretty sure at the time being.
Yeah, it's kind of like a flavor of the week type thing.
Yeah.
He definitely very solid, very consistent player with whatever character he's playing with. But he's recently been talking about not being sure with Banjo.
Yeah, but be sure to check out some videos of him as well.
Definitely.
We also have Eric, whose name in the Discord is Eric the Ganon main, which may clue you into who he plays, as well as pretty much every other heavy in the cast.
Yeah, he doesn't really discriminate.
He does not at all. He does not at all. As long as they thick.
They thick.
We got Hawk, Bowser player, also plays some.
Hawk plays every
Brawler.
Hawk plays the random button, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's actually flavor of the week. I've seen him play Villager. I've seen him play Lucario. He took a set off Glacie with Lucario in Smash 4.
What the heck?
Yeah.
This guy's crazy. Yeah, we definitely have some local talent here. We also have Black Rose, a Ness Joker, and also Inkling player too, as well as Lucas. Black Rose hasn't been around much for the second half of the semester, but when he's here, he's an extremely dominant player.
Absolutely.
Very rushdowny, very difficult to play against.
Absolutely.
We also have Captain Capcom too, Mega Man main. He's also crazy. He's one of our newer players here who actually was just introduced to our scene this semester. So it's been great to see him rising up so much.
I actually think that he's the only newcomer on Oh, wait, never mind. Monday and Double Justice.
Aside from our 1 and 2.
Yeah, besides for, we only had 3 newcomers on PR, which is actually kind of crazy, judging by the fact that we've, doubled our numbers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's awesome.
Impressive.
that's
good to
also-
have dedicated players.
Absolutely.
And it's one of the great things about the power ranking is it's a good way to see that their dedication, their training, all their playing has paid off, and it has so well so that they're able to be recognized by everyone as our top 10. And finishing off the list, last but not least, is Shade, a Roy, Main, and Dark Pit secondary, who is pretty harsh to go against in any bracket. We've even seen Shade upset the number 3 on the PR rookie. So he is nothing to sneeze at.
Definitely. I feel like you can't sleep on anybody in this top 10 because, like, as soon as you start sleeping on them, you, like, wake up and you're 2 stocks behind. And
Yeah.
it's like...
That is a rude awakening, you might say.
Shade also, especially, like, I feel like Shade does really well when you, whenever he has a lead, he's really good at, like, exploiting that and, like, getting more out of it.
He doesn't really need to, come through with the comeback factor, like being desperate for plays and stuff. You can just hold on to it. And so, one more thing we want to get to be able to do with these is go over some of our coverage of our events, which we've had recently. And the most recent event that we had was our Arcadian, which you heard us speak about a little bit earlier. But that's where these power ranking players are banned, as well as a few other very high ranking players who just weren't active enough to make the PR.
Right.
And so that was where we had a chance for our mid-level players to shine, and it was a crazy bracket.
That was insane.
We had players, our top players from our PR, pick, like, right out a top 8 bracket, like who they predicted would make the top 8.
Yeah, and I think that only, like, one of us had, like, one that was, like, right.
Only Ace Venchero had one that had the player who won the entire tournament even in the top 8, and he had him tied for 7th. So we saw a massive upset come out.
I gotta be honest, man, like, I thought Russ had potential to take top 8 for sure, but, like, that win was, like, a really good win for him. He played out of his mind during that set. He didn't drop a single game during Losers Bracket.
Not one during Losers Bracket.
Not until Grands, at least. But, I mean, like, all throughout Losers, like, he was clowning people.
Yeah, so if we take a look at bracket here, this is our bracket for the Arcadian. It's all kept track of in a website called Challenge, where we're able to seed players and run them through that. And so if we can find Lal Russ in here, I think
He's on the
had
side.
He actually didn't even get a round 1 bye. He came in as the number 11th seed.
Yeah.
And how seeding basically works is the higher seeds, they're predicted to beat everyone below them. And so if you're not even seeded in the top 8, you're not at all predicted to even make it to the top 8 of the tournament. So this guy came in seeded at number 11th. And one more fun fact about Lal Russ is he's actually our faculty advisor from the club. So something really cool at Eastern is we have a professor who advises the club and comes and smacks us up.
I think that's, like, even more, like, of an incredible story. Like, honestly, it's really awesome to see how far he's come, too. Because, like, at the beginning of the semester, he was going... he was, like, going through a couple weeklies where he didn't win one, or, like, he would win one, or he would win 2 if he got lucky. But, like, now, like at the tournament that he was supposed to show up to, he showed up and he said, "Hey, I'm here." Like, he made a name for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And just being able to see so many of his videos too on my stream and seeing the crazy stuff that he's able to pull off, really, it'll make people a lot more worried when they see him coming up in their bracket.
It's Luigi.
Yeah, it's Luigi.
Well, Russ's Luigi is, like, really, really... It's very solid. I really like how he's progressing with it.
It's a great Luigi. So we can see here in his first 2 games, 2-0 in both of them, didn't drop a single game, even going against Ferris, our number 6 seed, until he went up against JCL. And that's a player who he gets to play a lot online. JCL, one of our honorable mentions on our power ranking, so he's really good. No joke about that.
Definitely. He's taken a set off Captain Capcom, so he has that notable win, which not a lot of people outside of PR have. Yeah,
he's also what... some common terminology in the scene would be is known as a top 8 gatekeeper. Like, you're not getting to top 8 until you beat him. He's pretty much the gatekeeper for that. And him and Lal Russ, they both play Wi-Fi a lot. So JCL, he knows the matchup. He's able to come through and beat that, sending Lal Russ down to losers. And then down there, goes up against Champa, very similarly seeded player, 2-0. Goes up against Zachman, a higher seeded player, 2-0. Goes up against Conflict, another higher seeded player, 2-0. Goes up against Waffle Pig, higher seeded, 2-0. Goes up against Vivian, number 5 seeded, 2-0, all the way into grand finals where he bracket resets, bringing things to game 5 against Ravio, one of our number 2 seed.
Yeah, and Ravio was having an incredible bracket as well. Like, Ravio was playing out of their mind throughout that entire bracket until Grands. Walrus had enough stop in him to get to the second set. He was playing the long game. He knew that, if I can get him to the second set, I can win this.
Yeah, and a lot of the times what we'll see in grand finals is, bracket resets happens, but we've been playing so long. See, this went to game 5, and, Walrus might be kind of burnt out, and that may be where it ends, seeing as Ravio is coming off a pretty dominant run. But Walrus is able to clean things up 3-1, only dropping one game in the second set and solidifying his win as the grand champion of the Arcadian.
Definitely. But, another person I want to point out here is Waffle
more
Pig.
Crazy.
Honestly, we have to talk about Waffle Pig a little bit because he got knocked into losers.
This guy came out of nowhere.
He gets knocked into losers. He gets knocked into losers bracket. Winners round 2. And he runs it all the way back, and he takes third.
Yeah.
This kid is Mango.
Pretty much. It is a very Mango-esque run. Goes up against X-Ray 2-0, Liz 2-0, and even knocks out our number 1 seed. Now,
definitely.
This is a huge upset. A number 10 knocking out a number 1.
It's unprecedented.
It doesn't happen every day. So it's crazy to see him get the 2-1 over Dancer, who was seeded to theoretically come out on top of the Arcadian here. Go up against Zephyr, the number 4 seed, another very big seeding upset. And then go up against JCL the King, our number 3 seed, who has honorable mention on our PR, has wins over PR players.
Definitely.
And take him out of the tournament. So that was just came out of nowhere.
Definitely. And I feel like we're seeing a lot of sets for Waffle Pig that went 2-1. Like, I think that we're just seeing Waffle Pig over long term being able to adapt to their opponent more. And I mean, I'm sure you can see that in the VOD as well. I mean,
that'd be another interesting one to watch. I know we caught JCL versus Waffle Pig on stream, so be sure to check that one out too when there's some time. So yeah, hopefully once the VODs are up, we'd like to be able to do some analysis about that too.
Definitely. I feel like a lot happened during the Arcadian. We had a lot of upsets during it, and nobody could have guessed the top 8 would have been who it was.
That's honestly why it was so hard to do our prediction challenge for that.
Everybody's so closely matched.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to predict matches between these more similarly ranked players, and especially when not many of them have had that many chances to meet in bracket either.
Oh, so definitely.
These are totally new matchups to both the players and to us as viewers or spectators as well to the events. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to look over some more big upsets and sets as we do our tournaments. We'll get to look over some player results outside of these. One more thing we'd really like to do is we stream all these matches too on twitch.tv/EMU_SmashBros.
Check it out.
And so once we get those VODs all up to YouTube, we'd really like to get to do some VOD analysis.
And if you guys want to watch the Arcadian, they have the VODs posted up on our channel. So just hop on there. You can watch it before the VODs get on YouTube if you want to.
Check them out. We'll definitely want to be able to go over some hype sets with you guys, point out some of the things that make them interesting, both in the interactions in game or the storylines behind them, where we have such huge upsets or such close matches and one player's barely able to come out on top. So we'd like to be able to do also in that too some more technical reviews of the VODs.
Absolutely.
Ricky has opportunities to coach other players online sometimes, so he's a great analytical viewer of these videos. So we should be able to point out some mistakes that maybe you guys could learn from. Certainly the people in the sets should be able to analyze them as well too and get some good advice about that. So hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. Another thing we'd like to do is player interviews as well. It's always really fun to get to put the spotlight on specific players.
Definitely.
And either look over VODs with them, get to talk about some of their mindset behind these games, and just get to know them more as people, not just as players,
Definitely.
but as our friends. We want to get to know more about their lives as a whole, how they got into Smash, and just some other interesting aspects about them.
Definitely. So that way, we're not, at the end of the day, we're not just competitors. We're people too. You know?
Exactly. And that's one of the great things about being in the local Smash scene is it's such a good way to connect with like-minded individuals. We all have something that brings us together, Smash Bros. And even though
it's crazy. It's crazy how it's such a simple thing, but it brings so many people together.
It really does.
It's enigmatic.
It is, yeah. I've definitely been brought together with so many people that I would never have had the opportunity to know outside
Absolutely.
of Smash. So, great way to come through.
Definitely a really fun time too. Like if you've never been to a Smash tournament, you should definitely head to one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, you don't like expect you're going to win the first tournament you go to, but I mean that kind of goes with anything. Like if you set the bar too high, you're gonna get disappointed anyways.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's also fun to just share in the hype of the players.
Absolutely, definitely.
Smash Bros is great as a spectator event, and there's so much excitement and energy in so many of our sets that we're able to see, especially the highlighted one on stream. That it's pretty infectious, the passion for Smash that you'll get to experience when you come through.
I would definitely say when it comes to Smash tournaments, Smash majors are there's such a tension in the air, and it's it's palpable. You can feel it.
It's like going to a mini Super Bowl, but you know, for your favorite game.
Exactly, and you're involved in it. You could be up there on that stage.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
played,
I mean?
so this is just something to work towards. So it's a really incredible and unique experience.
It's a marvel and it's an achievement.
Exactly, and you've really earned it when you've got that far, and you can share in the excitement of all the other players who have worked that hard to get that far as well.
And that's what we want to do at the show. We want to kind of highlight people, give people time to shine when really they may or may not be the front runners.
Yeah, so we want to go over some upsets, talk about some of their great plays too, highlight some awesome runs, and do these player spotlights as well, so we can get to know them more outside of the game and more of their thinking inside of the game as well. And one more thing we want to do is help you to get connected with the local scene as well. So we'll definitely have all of our links to our Discord, ways to get involved with EMU Smash in particular, but we'll also try to let you guys know of some other local events going on around, either in the Ann Arbor area or just the Southeast Michigan area in general.
Honestly, the best thing, if you want to stay informed, best thing to do would be to join our Discord server, because we, for everything that we put up on social media, our Discord is 10 times more active.
Yeah, it's popping off. You're always going to have opportunities to meet up and play
the games, yeah.
Yeah, or another thing is if you live on campus too, if you don't have a car or whatever, there's tons of carpool opportunities too to just get out to local tournaments outside of our meeting, which you could walk to. But there's going to be lots of other opportunities to get out there and play with even more experienced players as well. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have some cool content coming soon through VOD analysis, player interviews,
Definitely. And more to come soon.
Yeah, but
for now, this is EMU Talk Bros.
Yeah, thanks for coming through and starting to build that connection with our scene.
We appreciate it. Go ahead and like and subscribe, yo.
Bro,
that's Kring.
Number 15, Minecraft.